Revisited. We are here with three new subclasses. Well, not exactly new. They're new revisited classes, subclasses that were released in the past in previous Unearthed Arcana and are now remade differently. And I'm quite interested to see how they're going to change everything and see if we can learn anything from the differences. So this is what we're going to do in just a minute. I would just want to use this platform to share some stuff with you. I got a new microphone, not this one that you're listening to right now, which I hope works and you're seeing me. Someone type something in the chat if if this is working and you can see me, because I was talking to myself at some point in the past in some streams. So yeah, so let's not make that happen. Look at that haircut. Yes. Hi, Jeremy. I got a new haircut today. Yeah, finally. The quarantine is the stay-at-home rules. Government rules been have allowed us now to go out a little bit as long as we keep some distance, and we can go and take a haircut now and visit shops as long as we keep distance from each other. So the situation in Israel is a bit better than it was a few weeks ago. Oh, the Dungeon Coach is here, and Shai and everyone. I'm so happy to have you around, guys. Thank you for joining me. So, won't take long here. Let's dive in right to the business. We have three wonderful subclasses. This new hot off the press Unearthed Arcana. Yes, it was released last night. I was sleeping when this came out, I think. Probably not, but probably, maybe. I don't know. So we have the Phantom Rogue, we have the Genie Warlock, and the Order of the Scribed Wizard. These three, we actually reviewed the Genie Warlock in the past, and I'll move now to the UA screen. Oh, here we are. Now you can see it as well. So if this is your first time here, we're going over it. I have some notes on the side for each one, and we'll go over the mechanics and we'll learn how it works, and I'll give you some of my commentary, and I'll answer the chat with whatever questions or suggestions you might have. So if at any point you think this could have been done better, let me know how and we'll discuss it. So the Rogue. Pause for a drink. A mug of wine. A mug? A jug? It's a lot of wine. Anyway, the Phantom Rogue. Many rogues walk a fine line between life and death, risking their own lives and taking the lives of others. While adventuring on that line, some rogues discover a mystical connection to death itself. These rogues take knowledge from the dead and become immersed in negative energy, eventually becoming like ghosts. Thieves Guild value them as high effective information gatherers and spies. Many Shadar-Kai of the Shadowfell are masters of these macabre techniques, and some are willing to teach this path. In places like Thay, in the Forgotten Realms, or Caranth in Eberron, where many necromancers practice their craft, a phantom can become a wizard's confidant and right hand. In temples of gods of death, the phantom works as an agent to track those who try to cheat death, and to recover knowledge that might otherwise be lost to the grave. How did you discover this grim power? Did you sleep in a graveyard and awaken to your new abilities? Or did you cultivate them in a temple or thieves guild dedicated to a god of death? This is a very cool concept to go, and I'm excited for this. Let's dive in straight to the third level ability, Whispers of the Dead. Echoes of those who have died begin to cling to you. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can gain one skill or tool proficiency of your choice, as a ghostly presence shares its knowledge with you. This proficiency lasts until you use this feature again, so basically every time you finish a rest, you can have a new proficiency, which a ghost tells you about. This is a wonderful Flumph ability which gives you something that isn't too powerful. That's why there's another third level ability, but it's very thematically appropriate. And this ability actually did not change from the previous version of the Revived, which is how the Phantom was used to be called. Yeah. The second, cooler maybe, ability of the Phantom is Wails from the Grave. As you nudge someone closer to the grave, you can cause deathly wails to be heard near them. Immediately after you deal sneak attack damage to a creature on your turn, you can target a second creature that you can see within 30 feet of you, and you roll again. You roll half the number of sneak attack dice for your level, and the second creature takes psychic damage equal to the roll's total, as the wails of the dead surround around them for a moment. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So basically you get to deal damage again, and a third level, that means another 2d6 because it's rounded up. 2d6? No, that's wrong. You get 2d6 sneak attack at third level. 1d6 when you jump to 5th level is becoming 2d6 to one other target. This is just nice to have, and it's also thematic with the ghosts that assist you and the wails of the dead that haunt your enemies. That's a cool ability. I don't feel like it's too powerful. I think it's just right. And we see an improvement of this one later on in this Unearthed Arcana. Not, can you fly that thing? Not yet. Oh, Whispers of the Dead, right. Can you fly that thing? No, but maybe one of the ghosts around here can. Yep, that's right. Love it. It's just cool. It's like the Matrix, like, I know Kung Fu. Anyway, next 9th level ability is Tokens of the Departed. When a life ends in your presence, you're able to snatch a token from the departing soul, a sliver of its life essence that takes a physical form. As a reaction when a creature you can see dies within 30 feet of you, you open your free hand and a tiny trinket appears. A soul trinket. The DM chooses the trinket's form, or has you roll in a trinket's table in the player's handbook to determine it. While the soul trinket is on your person, you have advantage on death saving throws and constitution saving throws, as your vitality is enhanced by the life essence within the object. This is a strong constitution saving throw, death saving throw, that's already a strong feature. You can have a maximum number of soul trinkets equal to your proficiency bonus, and you cannot create one while you're at your maximum. As an action, you can destroy one of your soul trinkets, no matter where it's located. When you do so, you can ask the spirit associated with the trinket one question. The spirit appears to you and answers in a language it knew in life. It's under no obligation to be truthful, and it answers as concisely as possible, eager to be free. This and the previous version was actually a casting of Speak with Dead. So you were able to cast that spell, and I like what they did here, because it's one question and it's you pick the soul, right soul, and you can grab these and keep them for the right moment to ask something that they would probably know. Whether they tell you a true answer or not is up to how they died, perhaps, but that's a cool concept to have, and a strong one. I think with this is a more thematic thing, but it's a great way to gain information and play on that sensing ghost, sensing the dead rogue, and also the advantages on death saving throws and constitution saving throws. Thumbs up. Even when he reads the Unearthed Arcana, yep, I can't, Jeremy, I have to be dramatic about it. I love the drama. It's part of the gig. That's true. That's also true. So I'm here for the drama, and I'm here to give you drama. If I can do it and you enjoy it, it's all the better. This is interesting. The 13th level ability, Ghost Walk. You can now phase partially into the realm of the dead, becoming like a ghost. As a bonus action, you can assume a spectral form. Well, in this form, you have a flying speed of 10 feet, you can hover, and attack rolls have disadvantage against you. Strong. You can also move through creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain, but you take 1d10 force damage if you end your turn inside a creature or an object, because that would be rather painful. You can stay in this form for 10 minutes or until you end it as a bonus action. To use this feature, again, you must finish a long rest or destroy one of your soul trinkets as part of the bonus action to use to activate Ghostwalk, which is a very cool addition here. Because I can imagine this scene when one of the rogues infiltrates a place, and in order to get out, he must kill someone, snatch their soul, and activate this ability again. So they can use the infused soul essence within this token to step into the ethereal or whatever thematic explanation you add to that, or partially become ethereal themselves and jump through, escaping through the wall or fly away. This is a strong ability, a very strong one, because if you're in combat, it's likely that you'll be able to use it. It's likely that the creature will die 30 feet from you, so you'll be able to snatch it. So basically, you will have this ability for most of your encounters, which gives anyone who attacks you disadvantage on attack rolls, which is huge. This is very, very strong. Maybe a bit too strong. Maybe something to be tweaked here. Yep, Kaya. Kaya is the on the thumbnail is thematic, very thematic. That if she was a D&D class, she'd be a rogue phantom. So you can see on the thumbnail, like walking out on the wall. The last ability of the Phantom Rogue is Death Knell. When you use your Whales from the Grave feature, the 3rd level ability that lets you deal half damage to one another opponent, you can now deal the psychic damage to both the first and the second creature. So effectively, you deal 1.5 times your sneak attack damage to your initial target, which is huge. Now, some other rogues have the ability to double it under certain conditions. So it's it's not unheard of, that amount of damage, but at least limiting it somewhat would be preferable. I think it's a bit much, but if you don't mind these rogues being on the strong side, it's a very cool ability. Overall, I think it's a bit too strong, but the theme is wonderful, and if we tweak with the numbers just a bit, we can get something really good out of this. Alright, that's the first one. By the way, I have the last one. I don't want to spend too much time on that. The last ability they had was something, I remember it being very different, so I wanted to, not the ethereal jaunt, that's the same thing. Oh yeah, they had this thing, which is interesting, and I think this is the previous one. You can't see it right now, but I will fix it there. Here. They could actually speak with entities of death, which is fun, but I let everyone do it anyway. So here's something you might be able to take for your games. This is fun. And I think maybe they could have added it here anyways, but other than that, it's pretty similar, though more refined, and it works well. We'll jump next to the Warlock then. The Genie. This is the one we actually reviewed in the past. Alright, let's see what they did here. You have made a pact with one of the rarest kinds of genie, a noble genie. Such entities are rulers of vast fiefs on the elemental planes and have great influence over lesser genies and elemental creatures. Noble genies are varied in their motivations, but are all arrogant and wield power that rivals that of lesser deities. They delight in turning the table on mortals who so love to bind genies into servitude, readily entering into pacts that expand their reach across the multiverse. You choose your patron's kind or determine it randomly. So you choose one of the genies in the monster manual to be your patron, which is something we didn't have before, and it actually adds up to the interest of it all. I think that now you can have a Dao here, Dao, Genie, Ifrit, and Marid, which are all just awesome genies that you can have, and your powers and here the expanded spells that you get depend on the genie that you all have, you are serving as a warlock. So there's the genie spells that all of the warlocks get, and the Dao spells, the genie, the Ifriti, and the Marid. So just walking around here, Dao spells. We have the Sanctuary, Spike Growth, Meld into Stone, a lot of stone abilities, earth abilities, thematic, works well. The Air Genie, the classic Genie, gives you all the wind abilities and invisibility and illusion, the seeming. The Ifriti, well, the 5th level here is Flame Strike. You can imagine that fire abilities, right? The Flame Strike is a boring spells, guys. It's so weak. For 5th level, it's just like a fireball with a range that's often less useful and should be buffed. Like seriously, it could be 10d6 and it's still at least something, some sort of buff to make it like, you know, a decent 5th level spell. And Marid gives you Fog Cloud Blur, Sleet Storm, Control Water, and Cone of Cold. Classic. Also Wish. Yeah, you know, that little thing here. Wish. Yes. So here the expanded spell list. Again, this is not the spells that you have, but spells that you can choose from as a warlock. Warlocks do not gain automatic spells like some other classes do. They get their choice. They can choose from an expanded spell list. So that's the 1st level ability. Another ability is the gift of your magical vessel. It grants you a measure of the genie's power. The vessel is a tiny object, and you can use it as a spellcasting focus for your warlock spells. You decide what the object is, or you can determine what it is randomly by rolling on the genie's vessel table. And we have all the classic stuff that we've had previously, you know, the oil lamp, the urn, it could be some sort of a bottle, many things, like you name it, and you can come up with cool stuff. You can have a scroll or whatever. While you are touching the vessel, you can use it in the following ways. As an action, you can magically vanish and enter your vessel, which remains in the space you left. The interior of the vessel is an extra-dimensional space in the shape of a 20-foot radius cylinder, 20 feet high, and resembles your vessel. The interior is comfortably appointed with cushions and low table and is comfortable temperature. While inside, you can hear the area around your vessel as if you were in its space. You can remain inside the vessel up to a number of hours equal to twice your proficiency bonus, and you exit the vessel early if you use a bonus action to leave, if you die, or if the vessel is destroyed. When you exit the vessel, you appear in an unoccupied space closest to it. Any object left in the vessel remain there until carried out, and if the vessel is destroyed, every object stored there harmlessly appears in an unoccupied space closest to the vessel's former space. That actually means you can carry stuff in your vessel. You have like a small bag of holding that you can just carry with you. That's actually very useful. Once you enter the vessel, you can't enter again until you finish a long rest. Fair. Once during each of your turns, when you hit an attack roll, you can deal extra damage to the target equal to your proficiency bonus. So when you Eldritch Blast, because let's be honest, that's what warlocks do, you can add bludgeoning, thunder, fire, or cold damage equal to your proficiency bonus once per turn. That's a solid ability. It's not too strong. It's, you know, very predictable, and it's fun overall. For turn level combined with the last one, that's fair. Sounds fair to me. That's Shai said that comfortable temperature, that's up with the genie question, isn't it? Ifrit, yeah, everything is on fire. You're not comfortable at all. Yeah, well, you know, probably, maybe, I don't know. Oh. The vessel can be destroyed, but you can remake it with a 1 hour ceremony. It has an armor class equal to your spell save DC and all that stuff. Let's move on. Let's to the more interesting features here. At 6th level, you gain the Elemental Gift. You begin to take on characteristics of your patron's kind. You now have a resistance to a damage type determined by your patron's kind: bludgeoning, thunder, fire, or cold. Bludgeoning resistance. Interesting. In addition, as a bonus action, you can give yourself a flying speed of 30 feet that lasts for 10 minutes, during which you can hover. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain unexpended uses when you finish a long rest. Gaining a flying speed is fairly strong. This doesn't actually require concentration, so while fly is a 3rd level spell, which gives you double the speed, this actually gives you a mini version of fly that does not require concentration, and you can use it several times, like twice on 6th level, and it grows like more powerful. This is a strong ability for 6th level, I think. I would probably let you use it once per day, once per long. Ability is Sanctuary Vessel. When you enter your genie's vessel via the bottle respite feature, you can now choose up to 5 willing creatures that you can see within 30 feet of you, and the chosen creature are drawn into the vessel with you. As a bonus action, you can eject any number of creatures from the vessel, and everyone is ejected if you leave or the vessel is destroyed. In addition, so you can gather your party and just bring them in. That's fun. In addition, anyone, including you, who remains within the vessel for at least 10 minutes gains the benefit of finishing a short rest, and anyone can add your proficiency bonus to the number of hit points they regain if they spend any hit dice as part of a short rest. So if you spend at least 1 hit die, you gain +3 hit points, and it's 10 minutes. That's fun. I think the fun part here is that you just take everyone into your vessel, and that's just, that's cute. It's not a strong ability, though it situationally can be very powerful, and I like these abilities, but it's not as strong as some other abilities we've seen for Warlock on 10th level. Proficiency bonus, yes. A lot of them do, and that's really cool because proficiency scales, as you've said, and it's just an easy way to do it. So you can either scale it with an ability score or proficiency. Both of the ability of the main ability of a class, you could presume it's going to be between 3 and 5, especially as the levels progress. So if you can design it knowing that. And proficiency also grows over time, which is perfect for these kind of abilities. Yep, that's a smart idea in general. If you design your own class, use proficiency bonus as a possibility of scaling it, number that you can use. So for the 14th level, you gain the Limited Wish. Oh, what does this do? Well, I don't know. You entreat your patron to grant you a small wish. As an action, you can speak your desire to your genie's vessel, requesting the effect of one spell that is 6th level or lower and has a casting time of 1 action. The spell can be from any class's spell list, and you don't need to meet the requirements in that spell, including costly components. The spell simply takes effect as part of this action. So theoretically, you can cast Revivify with it. Can be anything. Tell me, chat, what other broken or cool spells you can cast with a 6th level or lower, just like that? I mean, it does recharge after 1d4 long rest, so it's not, you won't abuse it that much probably. And it is 14th level. Fine, I'm convinced. It's not that bad. But I'm still interested to see what ideas you might have to use this creatively. Revivify. Yes! Revivify. 300 gold of diamonds? Nope. Still, by the time you're level 14, 300 worth of diamonds isn't much for you. The fact that you can just do it is just, you know, strong. But yeah, the regular wish for comparison lets you do like anything of 8th level or lower, and it can be pretty much anything. So yeah. Okay, that was the Warlock. You know, I feel it's better than the last one. The last Warlock had that thing that it could connect two people, and then there was a feather between them, and if you gained one kind of resistance, which you could choose, by the way, which is kind of strong, the other one that you tethered yourself to also gained that resistance, and you could also switch your locations as a reaction, which was cute as a mechanic, but didn't really have much to do with how Warlocks actually work. And I think this is more thematic to the Warlock, like the Elemental Gift and the Sanctuary Vessel and the Limited Wish. There was a thing back there that you could banish someone into your lantern. That was kind of cute. But overall, I like this one better. Feels more complete. I guess that's why they revisited it. Legend Lore, Awaken, Hallow, Greater Restoration, Greater Restoration. Good choice. Alright. Oh. Last one, the Wizard. I like wizards. That's you got it. I mean, I'm a fan. Wizards are my go-to. So I'm always excited to see wizards subclasses. This wizard is actually a revisitation, if you will, of a subclass that was an artificer. Interesting, isn't it? They changed the artificer subclass into a wizard because it fits this style more, and we'll just dive in a moment and see exactly why. So, Order of the Scribes. Magic of the book, that's what many spellcasters call wizardry. The name is apt given how much time wizards spend poring over their spellbooks, penning theories about the nature of magic and exploring the farthest recesses of libraries. It's rare to see a wizard traveling without books and scrolls sprouting from their bags, and the wizard would go to great lengths to plumb an archive of ancient knowledge. Among wizards, the Order of Scribes is the most bookish. It takes many forms in different worlds, but its primary mission is the same everywhere: recording magical discoveries in tomes and scrolls so that wizardry can flourish. And while every wizard values their spellbook, a scribe in the Order of Scribes dedicate themselves to magically awakening their book, turning it into a trusted companion. All wizards study their spellbook, but a wizardly scribe talk to theirs. So their best friend is the book in a very literally manner. Tamio. Tamio is that planeswalker, the blue one with scrolls like floating around there, right? I think so. I have that image. It's from Magic the Gathering, of course. Such a nerd. We're all nerds here, it's fine. Second level ability is Wizardly Quill. As a bonus action, you can magically create a tiny quill in your free hand. The magic quill has the following properties. The quill doesn't require ink. When you write with it, it produces ink in a color of your choice on the writing surface. You can have a pink spell, you can have like a pink spellbook. The gold and time you must spend to copy a spell into your spellbook are halved if you use the quill for that words. I need to drink water. Yes, you are battle flumps and nerds. You are my nerdy battle flumps. She who dances with scrolls. Oh, Shaka, hi! Welcome! It's good to see you. So you can transcribe scrolls into your tome half the price. Most wizards can do that for their own school. Like if you're an abjurer, you can copy abjuration spells for half the cost. This wizard is just a huge nerd, and he can copy all of them. He's just so good with all of that. You can erase anything you write with the quill if you wave the feather over the text as a bonus action, provided the text is within 5 feet of you. I can imagine some funny situations to use that, like signing a contract and like, it's gone now. My contract? I did not sign anything. You have no proof. The quill disappears if you create another one or if you die. Awakened Spellbook. Using specially prepared inks and ancient incantations passed down by your wizardly order, you have awakened an arcane sentience within your spellbook. When you are holding the book, it grants you the following benefits. You can use the book as a spellcasting focus for your wizard spells. When you cast a spell with a spell slot, you can temporarily replace its damage type with the damage type of another spell in your spellbook, as your spellbook magically alters the spell's formula for this casting. I've seen this ability before. I've never liked this ability, ever. It sounds cool when you think about it first, but then some spells just don't add up. Like take Shatter for example. Shatter deals thunder damage, and any structure has disadvantage on the structure like non-organic things like constructs or structures in general have disadvantage on the save, or in older version they took double damage. Change that ability. Okay, it won't deal thunder damage, it deals cold damage. Why would structures or constructs have disadvantage against a spell that deals cold damage? Even a more absurd example is a spell like Phantasmal Killer. Intelligence saving throw as an illusion that attacks your mind, but it deals acid damage now. You're melting from the inside. That's a completely different spell now, isn't it? And why would that be an intelligence save? It should be a constitution saving throw, shouldn't it? So it pushes the rules into a very weird place. And a version of this sort of works is when you can switch elementals, like you can switch fire for cold and lightning. Sort of works, sort of alright, still can be a bit iffy sometimes, but I don't like this ability. Not one bit. I would remove it entirely. For most wizard school, I'm reading the comments. Having the benefit to all is saved a lot of money. It does save a lot of money. It really does. When you cast a wizard spell as a ritual, you can use the spell's normal casting time rather than adding 10 minutes to it. Once you use this benefit, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. This is just neat. You can take a ritual and instant cast it. You've got it. You're good to go. Once per long rest, it's not overpowered. It's fun. It's useful. It's thematic. Straight on, that's great. If necessary, you can replace the book over the course of a short rest by using your wizardly quill to write arcane sigils in a blank book or a magical spellbook to which you're attuned. At the end of the rest, your spellbook consciousness is summoned into the new book, which the consciousness transforms into your spellbook, along with all its spells. If the previous book still existed somewhere, all the spells vanish from its pages. You can sell your spellbook and be like, heh. So, next ability. Oh. This is good wine. Whenever you finish Master Scrivener. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can create one magic scroll by touching your wizardly quill to a blank piece of paper or parchment and causing one spell from your awakened spellbook to be copied into a scroll. The spellbook must be within 5 feet of you when you make the scroll. The spellbook must be within 5 feet of you, that makes more sense. The chosen spell must be of 1st or 2nd level and must have a casting time of 1 action. Once in the scroll, the spell's power is enhanced, counting as 1 level higher than normal. You can cast the spell from the scroll by reading it as an action. The scroll is unintelligible to anyone else, and the spell vanishes from the scroll when you cast it or when you finish your long rest. You are also okay. So let's check this for a moment. Basically, this gives you like turns 1 of your spell slots into more powerful. You need to cast it when you activate it. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can create 1 magical scroll. So you gain an extra spell slot, and whatever spell you put in it, it just becomes stronger. So like a 1st level spell becomes 2nd, the 2nd level spell becomes 3rd, and you just get an extra one at the beginning of your day to put into a scroll. That's just useful. It's a cute ability to have. It's not too strong. It's also not weak. It's like another 3rd level spell potentially. 3rd level spell slots are not cheap. You are also adept at crafting spell scrolls, which are described in chapter 7 of the Dungeon Master Guide. The gold and time you must spend to make such scroll are halved if you use your wizardly quill. That's fun, because these are the kind of abilities that lets your wizard like, I wanna make scrolls now. This is my wizard voice. I'm going to make a scroll. And you do that, and it takes you less time and less money. And you can give spells to your party. That's just cool. That's fun. Next ability. Oh, Crunchor! Ah, hi! Thanks for joining. Let's see what else is here. The ability is really weird. Copying all spells to another book, the scroll thing is actually nice. It is really nice, actually. Shame you can't give the daily scroll to other people. I know, I felt the same. I mean, you can probably add that and being able to give that to other people, and it still would be okay. I would, if I were to take that subclass and put it into my world, aside from removing the 3rd level ability, I would also allow others to use that scroll, because that's fun. Manifest Mind. 10th level ability of the wizard. You are now able to conjure forth the mind of your awakened spellbook. As a bonus action, while this book is on your person, you can cause the mind to manifest as a tiny spectral construct, hovering in an unoccupied space of your choice within 60 feet of you. This presence is intangible and doesn't occupy its space, and it sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius, like an arcane presence that you just summoned. It could be like a skull or a floating book or some other arcane. What cool? Like a floating book is kind of cool. I think a floating skull would be kind of cool. You know, like a skull with runes on it, like a flame skull. It also sheds light, so it makes sense. The spectral mind has a number of hit points equal to your wizard level plus your intelligence modifier, so not a lot of them. And it uses your armor class and saving modifiers, so it's fairly squishy. While manifested, the spectral mind can hear and see, and it has dark vision within a range of 60 feet. As an action, you can hear and see using its senses instead of your own, so it's kind of like a familiar. You can send it forth and concentrate and see through it, even if you're a puny human who doesn't have dark vision. Whenever you cast a wizard spell on your turn, you can cast it as if you were in the spectral mind's space instead of your own, using its senses. You can do so a number of times per day equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So theoretically you can be hidden and have that flaming skull just walk around, like fly around, and you can cast Fireball from it. You can see your targets. You're not even in the room, and you cast Fireball. Amazing. Whenever you cast a wizard spell on your turn, you can cast it as if you were out. That's what I'm reading again, what I just read. Silly me. You can do so a number of times per day, equal to your proficiency bonus. Yes. So you cannot cast Fireball all the time. Just a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Find familiar, expect your familiar is an earned. Yes, exactly. As a bonus action, you can cause the Spectral Mind to hover up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. It can pass through creatures but not objects. The Spectral Mind stops manifesting if it is ever more than 300 feet away from you. If it drops to 0 hit points, well, duh. If you die, don't die. Or if you dismiss it as a bonus action. Okay, that's cute. It's not too strong, it's fun. It can be really good on some situations. And yeah, I like it. It's nice. The last ability of our wizard is One with the Word. Your connection to your awakened spellbook has become so profound that your soul has become entwined with it. While you are holding the book and its spectral mind is manifest, you can take an action to cause the two of you to teleport, swapping places. Cool. You can teleport in this way a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Huh. You can... That's fun. It can really take you out of danger. And this is an action, and as a bonus action you can move it. So you can use this ability to move your tome up to 30 feet. 30 feet? Was it per turn? 60 feet? Whatever, you can move your tome as a bonus action, and then as an action switch locations out of harm's way. Just like that. Without a spell slot even. That's fun. Moreover, if you die but at least one spell remains in your awakened spellbook, you can return to life 1 minute later within 5 feet of the book. You revive with 1 hit point, then roll 3d6. The book loses spells of your choice that have a combined spell level equal to the roll or higher. For example, if the roll's total is 9, spell vanish from the book that have combined level of at least 9, which could mean a 1/9 level spell, 3 3rd level spells, or some other combination. Thereafter, you are incapable of casting lost spells, even if you find them on scroll or in another spellbook. The only way to restore your ability to cast one of the lost spells is through the Wish spell, which can restore 1 spell to the book per casting. You know, I don't like this ability. I just don't like it. It's not that it's too powerful. I mean, sure, you can come back to life. This wizard basically can't die, as long as it has enough spells, and it's not on the same page. Get it, on the same page with the rest of the abilities. I'd find something else to do here, like something that empowers spells, that plays with that awakened spellbook more. I'd change this because I just don't like this ability. I'm not a fan of permanently lose spells in place of death. Yeah, it could be interesting for and it would be a very annoying villain, a pseudo-lich villain. It would be very annoying. You'd kill it and it just come back, though it takes a minute and it just respawns in the same place, so you can just wait for it to come back. If you know this shtick anyway. Here's the part where they speak about the archivist of the artificer. It didn't really match that well with the artificer, and it works so much better as a concept with the wizard. That's it. That's this Unearthed Arcana. And I'm really happy that you've joined me here. Next week we're going to have a very interesting video. It's about magic here. I mean, having said that now, and it's a bit different from some other videos I do, and there's a surprise in there for you. A lot of lessons about world building to learn from that. That's all I say for now. On Thursday it will be out, so stay tuned. And yeah, that's it, I suppose. Thank you for joining me for this Unearthed Arcana. As always, you are awesome. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you all beyond the screen. Bye bye.